Hello, guys, and welcome to the cryptocurrency report today. Today is Thursday, September 27th, 2018, and Bitcoin is right at 6,500 this moment as I speak. Now, instead of going over the markets this morning and opening up the charts, I'm just going to talk to you guys a little bit about what I expect is going to happen with cryptocurrency and the timetable I expect it to happen in. And this will give you a brief outline in what to kind of expect if I'm correct. I think I'm going to be correct about what's going to happen with cryptocurrency and the prices. And you might want to listen to this program if you're investing in cryptocurrency because it's probably very important. And if you want to get a little bit more on it, go over to my other channel, Financial Turmoil Explained. I did a show last night where I go into a lot of detail about what I expect to happen in the financial system in over the next couple of years. And I lay it out. I'm putting my neck on the line. I mean, I'm just saying, okay, this is the way I think it's going to happen, and I'm giving a times table. I'm giving when I think these events are going to happen, and what they're going to be like, and how that's going to affect cryptocurrency. And so I'm going to get right into it. Let's talk about how this is probably going to affect cryptocurrency. In the short term, what we're headed toward right now is a deflationary event, not unlike the event that occurred in 2008. And the reason why we're heading toward a deflationary event is the Federal Reserve has embarked on a policy called quantitative tightening, where they're withdrawing $50 billion a month of liquidity out of the general monetary system. And they're doing this to support the dollar, because if they didn't do it, the dollar would crash. Also, they're raising interest rates to support the dollar. And there's more reasons why they're raising interest rates. One of the things is that pension funds and everything, I mean, the whole system would collapse if they didn't raise interest rates off of the zero boundary, where they were for 10 years after the 2008 crisis. So we're in this strange, unusual situation right now, and the Fed is what's actually causing it, and they're doing it all to support the dollar. Because we'd have a crisis right now if they stop. But it's not going to be a deflationary crisis, it's going to be an inflationary crisis if they stop. As long as they continue, though, they're pushing the buttons and they're going to create a deflationary crisis. Now, the difference between that is the deflationary crisis means that they're withdrawing money out of the system, liquidity. Because cryptocurrencies are an asset that is a speculative investment as of now, they're in real use case scenario in the real world. We have the fiat system in place right now, and anybody can use the fiat system. They don't really need to use the cryptographic system, the blockchain system. They don't need to. It's more or less a novelty at this point. Most people use the fiat system and say they make maybe one Bitcoin transaction or Litecoin transaction or whatever once in a while. It's more of a novelty than it is actually a practical use application. And so what we're seeing here is it's still sort of to own cryptocurrencies is still sort of a geeky thing, and it's still sort of a speculative investment in hopes of what's going to happen in the future with cryptocurrency. And all of the HODLers out there are holding it, hoping that it's going to explode in price because it's going to be the future. Well, it is. I'm here to tell you it is. And the thing is right now, though, we have this fiat monetary system that's in place, and it's running okay. It doesn't work that badly. And why are you going to use the cryptographic monetary system out there? It's first off, right now, the technical aspects on it alone make it a little bit difficult to use and not so practical for the average person. All of this is going to change in the future. Wallets are going to get easier to use in the cryptographic system, and the fiat system is going to run into problems. Huge problems that are going to force people to shift over. This transition is going to take place. The full transition is going to really take place in the year 2020. the full transition over into cryptographic currencies. And so what we have is we have a timeline here. In our immediate future, in 2018 now, we're heading toward a crash. As we're heading toward this crash, cryptographic currencies soon, very soon, I believe, are going to start to creep up in price as we're heading toward this crash. But I hate to tell you guys this, because I love cryptographic currencies too, but when the crash occurs, because cryptocurrency is a speculative investment, they're probably going to get scared, and they're probably going to dump them because of the crash, because they're scared, and they're all going to run to safe haven assets. And there's 3 safe haven assets they're going to run to during the crash, when the stock market crashes: gold, silver, and fiat. So for a very short limited period in time during the crash, fiat is going to do rather well. But there's a huge caveat to this. The Federal Reserve and all of the other central banks on earth are going to respond to the crash by loose monetary policy. They're going to do the same thing they did back in 2008, the same response, because they have no other response. The only other response is to go down with the sinking ship, and they're not going to go down with the sinking ship. You know, a rat never goes down with the sinking ship. He always swims for it. So what they're going to do is they are quite literally going to abandon ship, and they are going to go back to a loose monetary policy, which means lowering interest rates back down to 0 and going back to some form of quantitative easing instead of quantitative tightening. They're going to try to reverse everything. When they do that, this is where they're going to create a huge problem for the dollar. The first reaction after they do this is going to be that they're going to create an economic recovery, a short-lived economic recovery. So all of this is going to take place heading toward the year 2019. In the last part of 2018, I'm expecting this deflationary crash. In the early part of 2019, January, February, along in there, in the first quarter, I'm expecting the Fed to actually react to the crisis and all the other central banks and go back to a loose monetary policy. Then I'm expecting a worldwide economic recovery, because they've basically opened the floodgates of money up, that the world will respond to that, just like a patient responds to medicine. Just like a drug addict would respond if you gave him his drug. Well, the quantitative easing is the drug that the world has been addicted to, and this tightening that they're doing, the world, this deflationary event that's coming, is just like a drug addict going through withdrawal. He's going to go into the delirium tremors or whatever, because he's not getting his fix. This is the world right now. It's not getting its fix. So their only answer to this is to go back an even greater amount than they did before of throwing money at the situation. So they cause an economic recovery in the early part of 2019. This is when the inflation is going to begin. This is when the hyperinflation, the seeds of the hyperinflation will have been planted at that point. So we're going to see a reversal in fates for cryptocurrency. So in the first part, when we have the crisis, the deflationary crisis, we're going to see cryptocurrency fall with the stock market. Then, when the Fed comes in, and the stock market's going to turn around and go back up again in the early part of 2019. And so is cryptocurrency. But cryptocurrency then, because it has a reason, because the people then have lost confidence in the dollar, they're going to start to come in droves. And this is when cryptocurrency is really going to start to shine, because along in that period in time, cryptocurrency is also going to start to have wallets that work easier. Wallets that have a front end that is more, how can I say it, more user-friendly front end. The back end of the wallet will be working with all these long numbers. The front end of the wallet is just going to say, hey, you want to send money to Sally, and you push the button Sally. The other end of the wallet is going to handle her address and everything else. Sally's address and everything else. And so it's going to be as easy to use as pushing a button that says send to Sally. The new wallets that they're going to have, and they're going to have these super applications. It's going to make it really easy to use cryptocurrency for micro payments and everything else. This going to explode. Cryptocurrency is going to start to really come into its own at the same time that there's huge question marks about the dollar, and that the dollar is losing steam. And when this is going to happen, this is going to be the first half of 2019 is when this is going to be happening, all simultaneously. Now, leading in toward the end of 2019 into 2020, the hyperinflation is going to be coming in, setting in. And this is even going to fuel it worse. This is going to add fuel to the fire so that cryptocurrency explodes in value. Unbelievably explodes in value. Now, at the same time that cryptocurrency is exploding in value, is going to be a transfer of wealth from the fiat monetary system. And this is going to happen in the year 2019, late 2019, early 2020. We're going to see this explosion of transfer of wealth in from the fiat monetary system into the cryptographic monetary system. Now, why all of this is so important is because there's going to be a short period during the deflationary crisis when we're having this year, when we're having the crash in the stock markets, where cryptocurrency is going to follow the stock markets down. Maybe not as severely as the stock markets, but it's going to follow the stock markets down, and it's going to present the ultimate buying opportunity of a lifetime for the average Joe. And actually, don't even wait. I would say don't even wait for this price drop in cryptocurrency that I'm talking about. I would say the best thing to do is start accumulating now and try to buy the dips and keep buying during the price crash too. But don't buy huge amounts. Just keep buying in, buying in, buying in. And it doesn't matter where you're hitting it right now. When the cryptocurrency finally goes to its final spot, where all of the wealth in the world transfers over into cryptographic currencies in around the year 2020 or 2021, it doesn't matter what price point you bought into right now. What's going to matter is you got some. Because this stuff is probably going to go up 1,000 times. So, I mean, if you buy in, and I'm going to tell you what, so much money is going to pour into this space. Let me give you an example. You got Bitcoin, and when we see Bitcoin price go up, what do we see happen with the 1,000 or so different altcoins? Well, they all start to go green. They all start to go up too when Bitcoin goes up. Can you imagine an awful lot of people out there right now that you listen to in the cryptocurrency space? Because I know a lot of the people that are subbed to my channel, they hop to the other cryptocurrency channels too. And an awful lot of these guys on the other cryptocurrency channels are saying, oh, only buy the top 6 coins because those are the only ones that's going to make it. And all the others are going to die. All that other 1,000 or so different other coins, like Prime Coin or whatever. Coin number 585 or whatever. They're all going to die. I'm here to tell you what's really going to happen. When the deflationary crisis ends and the Federal Reserve and all of the other central banks loosen monetary policy and cryptocurrency blasts off to the moon, Bitcoin's going to go green. And it's going to go green and it's going to go up on a bull market tear that's going to last like 2.5 or 3 years. Now, we've seen a few Bitcoin bull markets, and they last a few months. Like the last one lasted, what did it last, 3 or 4 months or something, 3 months or something. We've seen that. And it's exciting, right? This time, when the fiat currencies die, we're going to see a bull market that lasts years. And it's not going to have a stop. It's not going to have a fall. It's not going to. They're not going to fall. The price is not going to fall. It's just going to keep going up and up and up and up. This is why I say it's so important that you have some. Doesn't matter what price point you get into, really, on this end. Even if you bought at $20,000 of Bitcoin, don't sell. HODL. HODLers. But you're going to have to HODL probably for the next 2 or 3 years to see the actual. So, but where I'm going with this, I'm going to get back to my point. When Bitcoin turns green during this massive bull market that's going to start in around the maybe the first or second quarter of 2019, and it's going to last for years, this bull market, and it all goes green, all of the other coins are going to go green too. They're not going to go red. Right now, if you go to CoinMarketCap and Bitcoin goes green, I mean really green, say Bitcoin goes up $800 tomorrow, right? Do you see the other coins, the other altcoins, all the way down the list, 1,000 of altcoins? Do you see them go red? No, they all go green too. So what do you think is going to happen when we go into the gigantic, enormous bull market that's going to last 2 or 3 years long? All of the other all of the other coins, like 1,000 down the list, they're not going to die. They're going to get a charge. They're going to go nuts. Even coins like Dogecoin and Purecoin and all of them, coins that you've never heard of before. Some of them are going to make they're going to multiply over and over and over again. Their price is going to go upwards. So some of these people out there have fell in love maybe with a coin that's like number 200 on the, because they just like how it works. Say it's some sort of a coin that gives them interest bearing or something like that, or they can put it in their wallet and they get more of them, and they got this little wallet on their computer, and it's a POS coin, and as it goes along, it creates more coins for them, and they like that. It's like their little bank account. And they're worried right now because they probably heard on some cryptograph channel that their coin is going to die. When the Bitcoin finally makes it, their coin's going to die. I'm here to tell you these coins are not going to die. They're going to keep going up and up and up during the massive bull run. So listen, this is a time to be excited. People are going to get rich. Quite simply, people are going to get rich in this what's coming if you play it right. And I'm trying to help you guys. Maybe my dates might be off by a few months here or there, but I think in general, I think we're going to see it happen basically the way I'm saying it's going to happen. And I think we're going to have more buying opportunities, but you want to take advantage of them. More, when I say I give it away a little bit, it was a little bit of a Freudian slip when I say more buying opportunities, because right now is actually a buying opportunity. But you might be a little bit upset with yourself if you buy in now and the price goes down lower. But you won't be upset if you hold them. Even if you pay now, it's not going to matter. The price point's not going to matter that much when the price finally gets to where it's going. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye, guys.